Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR today. Hey, Wednesday morning, March 2nd, 2022. The man that called me it, and the lovely Linda K. Linda, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been involved in a Kiss Cam at a Bucks game or a Brewers game or anything like that? Has the world seen yet how lovely the lovely Linda K is?
No, I have never been on a kiss cam at a sporting event, and I go to many sporting events, and there's been times and I'm like, oh, please don't put this on me right now in case of awkward situations, but no, it's actually never happened. As a matter of fact, I really haven't seen kiss cams at many games as of late.
Maybe maybe they don't want to be blamed for spreading COVID. Hey, here's the Kiss Cam. It's now the COVID catching cam.
That's a good point.
Yeah, who knows? Linda, who's sponsoring us this morning?
That would be the hashtag tremendous collar and elbow. Make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com. As always, check out the latest and greatest in wrestling street fashions, and it's in the air. I smell it. It is WrestleMania season. Oh, that too. But it is WrestleMania season. I'm getting myself ready with my collar and elbow gear. And if you want to be sporting your collar and elbow gear, not just at WrestleMania, but it is just that feeling, that WrestleMania feeling. We're just all so excited about the world of pro wrestling. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com and use promo code Linda K. That's LINDAKAY to save 10% off your order.
Amazing. Hey, let's talk a little bit of news. First, it's some housekeeping here, some PWR today, some Pro Wrestling Report, some David the Popcorn Night Hero, and Shenanigans news. More names have been added to the Shenanigans party that's going to be happening on April 1st, April Fool's Day, down in Dallas at Gillies in Dallas. We had always had Kevin Nash. He's the host. He's the one that presents, Shenanigans Dallas. I believe we just had X-Pac added yesterday, possibly as the co-host. But we also just added two men who know how to control their narrative, Linda. Did you see this? Adam Scherr, you just ran into the guy literally and took pictures with him this last weekend. And Mike, otherwise known as EC3. Plus, here's who else is also mentioned to be at Shenanigans. So it's Kevin Nash, X-Pac, and Adam Scherr. There's also Al Snow, Uncle Al, Scotty Too Hottie, SoCal Val, and Renee Michelle, and Jeff Jarrett, good old Schlapnuts, Eric Bischoff, and Conrad Thompson. And there's going to be a live watch-along with X-Pac of the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony to see The Undertaker's induction. We just keep adding to the list.
Absolutely. Huge news, huge announcements. We knew more and more talents would be added to the Shenanigans party, and I cannot wait to hear that list growing. But even with just the talent that has just been announced alone, wow. I mean, hey, they say everything is bigger in Texas, bigger in Dallas. Might be the biggest Shenanigans party ever. And just the space alone, Gillies. I mean, we all know that's a staple there in Dallas, and just so much going on there. So happy to hear Adam Scherr, who again you just mentioned was just at GLCW here in Wisconsin. So great to see him at another event that we'll be a part of. And of course, EC3, who we just had at Blizzard Brawl as well. Uncle Al in the house, Scotty Too Hottie. Happy to hear Sean Waltman will be there as well.
Yep.
SoCal Val. I mean, she is known to host the annual group shot that we do.
So out of these group shots that you guys do at the Shenanigan parties, I mean, what kind of libations, what kind of daddy sodas have they been having?
Well, it would depend. Sometimes certain songs might allude to certain brands, but I am aware we have some whiskey. I said biscuit. Sorry, bourbon whiskey on as a sponsor this year. So that's going to be my guess.
Yeah, we've got a rye whiskey as a sponsor.
All right. So it just happens at a certain point in the night. You just got to be there to experience it, Meathead, and to everybody else. So happy to hear all this taking place. Renee Michelle, also a friendly face to GLCW, and of course the man himself, Kevin Nash. I'm so stoked for this, Meathead. And everybody else, we keep telling you, you got to lock in those tickets. And I know there's a lot going on at WrestleMania weekend in Dallas that weekend, but this is the party to be at. And to make sure you got your spot there, go to shenanigansparty.com. Shenanigansparty.com. Not only will you get to meet the stars we just mentioned, but you're gonna get some Meathead Matthew Thomas and Linda Kay as well.
That's right. And again, I'm popping my Shenanigans cherry.
Mm-hmm. And of course, friendly faces like our good friend DN. Dave,
Good old
as you call
DN,
him,
big D from
Knight.
Big D. Yeah.
You're right. As you call Dave, the Popcorn Night hero, of course, and some more familiar faces just from the PWR GLCW team. Can't wait.
Yeah, and that Sycamore Rye Bourbon is the sponsor of the Shenanigans Party. So it's Shenanigans Dallas XXL. That's going to be happening April Fool's Day, Friday, April 1st.
Sycamore Rye. I cannot wait.
Yeah, and I think it's been since my last WrestleMania that I had a shot of whiskey too. So you guys are gonna have to keep an eye on me.
Well, I like my bourbon, but I got to try the Sycamore Rye. I'm sure there'll be a flow in that night, and you might see a glass or two in my hands.
We talked off air before we got on this morning about where our hotels are located and whatever, and I said I might be able to walk back and forth. If you guys are knocking me up with all this rye whiskey, I don't know if I'll be able to even walk the mile to get to my hotel. Throw up the stove in my studio hotel room.
Oh.
Gross. All right. We had and we'll get to NXT in just a little bit here. We had a announcement of Stand and Deliver Takeover NXT, and here's the odd thing. So Stand and Deliver, the last year, I think it was last year, might even been the year before, but last year officially was just a TV show, right? NXT Stand and Deliver was on the Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it was.
I think there was a night 1, night 2. I think it was week 4, week after. Yep.
Yeah, so it was on TV. It is now a live event. Linda, I can confirm for you the day and the starting time. Saturday, April 2nd, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. Central Standard. Linda, the wrestling show starts at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, right after Shenanigans.
Oh, right after some Sycamore Rye.
Right after some Meathead Sick, Amore.
Oh my goodness, that's interesting. I know we
at the American Airlines Center, by the way,
which is where SmackDown and the Hall of Fame
will
be taking place the night before. Yeah, they had announced that Stand and Deliver would take place WrestleMania week, and I guess I just really didn't think about when exactly quite till now. I figured it would take place before one of the nights of WrestleMania, but in my mind, it was going to be at AT&T Stadium. So
right,
it's going to be at the American Airlines Arena. Okay, 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Central. Okay.
So that means 11 a.m. Dallas time.
Just maybe it's because Central time last time for Elimination Chamber was 11 a.m.
No, so that's because it was halfway around the world.
That's right. It's doable. Again, there's tons of other events going on. I think based off of some of the other heavily attended events taking place at Mania weekend, like WrestleCon, for example, that will be taking place during the day, other days of the week.
Yep.
Of course, WrestleMania nights 1 and 2. I think Sunday maybe there's going to be there might be some other WWE affiliated events like Access. I'm assuming would be taking place. Maybe there's something bigger that Sunday of Access. That the best time for Stand and Deliver would be Saturday morning, because it will be morning Dallas time. So that's rather interesting.
Wake up and wrestle.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just trying to think. I'm assuming this would probably be a 3-hour special tops. That would take you to 2:00. Mania starts, I believe, 6?
7 Central, so 8 Eastern. Okay. It's not the old times anymore. It's 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Because it's 2 nights. All right, so there's probably a pre-show. I mean, it's not the same venue, so there wouldn't have to be much teardown and setup there, but gives a little time for you to digest a little. The wrestling, I mean.
They'll have everything set up at the American Airlines Center because remember, on that Friday is a live SmackDown and then a live Hall of Fame show, and all you got to do is change the video graphics and maybe change
Right.
the ring aprons.
Clean up a bit. Yeah. Well, I just meant time in between Stand and Deliver and night
Yeah.
one of WrestleMania. That couple hours in between there will give some time for everybody to digest the wrestling intake.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that that works. I think maybe. I mean, I don't know what it all entails. Like, I guess instead of it going 7 hours, 6 hours of straight wrestling, let's have that break, a little breather for you to go back to your home room, take a nap if you need. I guess if you're gonna have Stand and Deliver take place WrestleMania weekend, if it not taking place Friday during the day, because people might not be there yet, they may have a day job and can't get there till later for SmackDown. That and Saturday would make the most sense, sure. Hey, this is the weekend to really take it all in. It's all there for you. If you're gonna make one hell of a weekend at WrestleMania, make sure
try to do it.
Yeah,
like I said, the busiest week that I ever had was that WrestleMania 24 week. I had told you I flew in, started literally the beginning of the week before WrestleMania, hung out with a buddy, got in there Thursday. We did Damien and I did Impact's first ever live show, TNA's first ever live show. Then we did video game beta testing on the TNA Impact game. We went and watched TNA the Friday night. I think we did the Hall of Fame that night, and then I think the wrestling, and then we did the Raw after. Yeah, that's a lot of wrestling to jam in.
And a chance for you to do it all over again.
I'm ready.
In Dallas in a month. So Shenanigans just under a month. I mean, just under a month away, because if today's second, April.
Today's 1st. March 2nd. Yep.
It's no joke.
We've got 28, 29 days. Math is hard for a man to call me dead. I got a wonky public school education, but less than a month away. All right, let us talk NXT from last night. Linda, you're not normally on the show with us on Wednesday morning, so NXT is a different beast for you on occasion, but I know you pay attention on the off days that you have. First off, before we get into kind of the matches and the high spots here, what did you think of NXT last night?
I was entertained. I do enjoy NXT. It's a little taste of something different from some of the other wrestling that we watch throughout the week. I do find the backstage vignettes, which they do a lot more of within the storylines. It can be kind of quirky, but hey, I'm a quirky kind of gal. I'll take that. Some of it, it can be kind of dark. If you want to discuss Harlan,
Harlan was extra creepy last night.
Is that okay? Yeah, so dark, not so much last night because it was a little different side, but it just like some of the vignettes, and I enjoy some of that. You get the Chase U segments. I like all that. So there's little bits and pieces that make me laugh, make me question. But I will say as well, there is some great in-ring talent. I do love my pro wrestling, and I'm entertained. There's a little bit of everything, and I know we discussed like who's their target audience, who are they appealing to. I might be out of that target audience by age, but as far as being engaged, I do enjoy it.
Good. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about it. The show opened up with what I thought would be the main event, but I'm okay that it opened the show. It was NXT champion Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the Dirty Dogs. You already know me enough. I'm going to tell you what I liked about this. I got the glorious music.
Yes.
Now,
that's great.
The new music with Tommaso Ciampa, and we were kind of talking amongst ourselves, you, Matthew, and myself. We were talking about how the music a little bit changed. No One Will Survive anymore is Survive Everything or whatever the new song is. You know what? Sometimes you need a music change. I'll take some time to kind of listen it over, and maybe it'll grow on me, but I always like No One Will Survive. But again, giving me back the glorious Bobby Roode's music. I know the CFOs are no longer with WWE. They were released in 2020. Linda, your thoughts on one? Tommaso Ciampa wore the same ring gear as Braun Breaker, and I thought he didn't look the same to me. He looked smaller. I mean, that can't be right because Tommaso Ciampa is absolutely shredded.
That's an interesting observation. I thought it was cool because they were tagging up that they're going to wear the same trunks, but
kind of looks Steiner Brother-ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it does set a different tone he will of the Tommaso Ciampa that we know of, but
Yeah.
Hey, we just saw him on Raw the other night as well.
But a singles victory over Big Bob.
Yeah, he's still a convincingly powerful ground and pound kind of guy. Yeah, so I thought it was a great way to kick off NXT. We knew this match was coming, and we get a victory for this newly acquired tag team for the night. It's kind of nice.
I feel they're finally giving LA Knight a chance to be LA Knight or Eli Drake. Are you getting that feeling as well?
Oh, yeah.
Because the promo that he's cutting sounds like Eli Drake to me.
It sure does.
And I love Eli Drake.
Right. But with his return as well, we noticed the audience really welcoming him back. Really.
And interacting.
Yes. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But
wait, Linda, can you do it again for me?
Yeah.
That's not bad. It's not bad at all.
That was better than my first attempt.
Let me talk to you. But yeah, LA Knight, he instituted the Yaz in a mudhole stomping move in the corner when he kept stomping on him, going, yeah. He's got the fans. He finally has the fans to interact with them. And that can't be nothing but positive for LA Knight.
Absolutely. I know you and Matthew have talked about him, and like, when is he going to be brought up to the main roster? He's in there with a lot of the younger guys, and he's got so much more experience, veteran status, but
yeah, he's a former Impact champion.
Yeah. But no, I'm loving this LA Knight. It's the most energized LA Knight we've gotten this far in NXT, and it's in a good feud because right now, oh my god, I'm brain freeze here. Grayson Waller is
what did he call him? Because I think he said he was the dickhead down under, something like that.
I was gonna say he thought he's called him a Jack. Oh, it was dickhead. I think you're right.
It might have been the Jagoff down under or something like that. But I mean, later in the promo, he got censored, and it's because I think you hear the rest of the audience calling you a hole. It was funny because they censored him because they knew where he was going with that, and they already censored him.
Yeah. But that's great because Grayson Waller, very, very hated right now. And you're going to put in LA Knight to shut him up. I think the fans would be very happy to see that.
Absolutely. Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic first round match. Wendy Chu, that's the chick that wears the pajamas, and Dakota Kai taking on Indy Hartwell and Persia Perota. Linda, your first, I don't know if it's your first impressions, but your impressions on Wendy Chu.
Well, I, discovered that she was, forgot the name, but that faction when it was Xia Li and Boa, that she was, is it Tian, or
yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
yes.
that's how well it went over because we can't remember.
Well, she didn't get, to be fair, she didn't really get many matches in that role, so right. I like that she's getting exposure now, which is great. We see she does
not a lot. She's in her pajamas. She falls.
Well, I just meant she's getting some storyline backstage vignettes, and she's got some unique moves, especially wearing that onesie. Okay, pretty unique. I guess
it's unique.
I am being entertained. Yeah, entertained. It looks like the audience does welcome her and this being something different. I wonder how long she will be in this role, but I feel like it will be for a bit because lo and behold, this newly acquired tag team, referring to Dakota Kai, got a victory.
Yeah. It's amazing how that works out, huh?
Yeah. Over Indy and Persia, which we could probably see that. I wasn't too surprised, I guess, when I saw that pin. I thought that Indy and Persia were going to win because I feel like they have a good shot at that Dusty Cup. But now that they've lost, it makes sense. The whole Duke Hudson
wishing them good luck. Yeah.
Issue. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk an Solo Sequoia taking on Gunther, otherwise known as Walter, or Walter, otherwise known as Gunther. I really thought this was a chance for Solo. But you know what? It was a featured match. So even though he lost the match and Gunther wins, I think he looked real good.
Absolutely. And we know the fans are behind him, and
Yeah.
this is a great match to put for a singles match for Gunther, which we don't see in many things, or we had it in a while, a really strong featured one-on-one match.
Yeah.
I mean, we did get that. Okay, I forgot to mention the one with Roddy, but still, this is a good way to really get Solo Sikoa rising up more and more. Possibly in a title run, I feel, on NXT sometime soon, whichever title it be.
Yeah, I feel he's got it.
Soon.
I think he has it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't want there to be a problem. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler stirring the pot backstage, and we'll get to that announcement a little bit later on what he actually stirred. But Harland took on Draco Anthony. Now, Harland, him and Joe Gacy, Harland looked awfully creepy last night. And you know what? I don't mind watching Joe Gacy work on the microphone and kind of manipulating Harland.
Right. Harland, you just said it. His looks, he really doesn't have to say much. He doesn't have to talk. Joe Gacy's doing it all, and the dog with Draco, they said they were trying to help him, as they say, they try to help everybody. This is the most progression, I want to say, that they've had on anybody they've tried to bring on board within their situation.
Yeah.
If you will.
Hey, I have a question for you. So I think last night was the first time we heard it, and it's coming up next week. What the hell is an NXT roadblock? Did they have a creative mental roadblock? They're like, you know what? We got to start naming our episodes. What does it mean?
It's the midway point, maybe?
I guess.
On the way to Stand and Deliver?
Because AEW has a lot of different episodes that are named something, but they're promoted a month in advance or 2 months in advance. This one just literally was thrown up against the wall to see if it stuck, and it stuck. NXT Roadblock is next week.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I know that we have a huge match. I mean, when they announced Roadblock, we had a huge match
and that's where I was getting to.
With it.
Yeah, so that's where I was getting to. For the NXT Championship, like I said, Dolph Ziggler was stirring the pot. He got himself a title match against Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's going to have to defend his belt in a 3-way match.
I felt like this could have been something that could have been building to Stand and Deliver.
This could have been a Stand and Deliver show. Yeah. But then again, do they plan on using Ziggler up on the big show on WrestleMania and getting a WrestleMania payday? Would Ziggler wrestle Saturday morning at 11 o'clock in the morning and then show up at WrestleMania at 8?
Give me a night too.
Maybe. I don't know.
But to your point, I did like how NXT revived former pay-per-view names from WCW days, for example, Halloween Havoc, Great American
Bash.
Stand and Deliver, I enjoyed, but like you said, to your point, it's been promoted weeks, months out.
Right.
As part of the whole WrestleMania.
And the details that we have for you folks, the Stand and Deliver being Saturday morning at 12 Eastern, PM, 11 a.m. Central, isn't from WWE yet. That's from the ticket people that are selling tickets for the event. That's the only reason we know, because WWE hasn't announced it yet. For Stand and Deliver, that is.
Maybe some of the tickets are part of a package.
I guess.
You just have to know that it's going to be this day. Or that's
something else. Boy, I tell you.
It'll be included with this golden ticket.
Yeah, and the American Airlines Arena could probably seat 20,000 for wrestling. And if they're trying to fill that building, they got to get cracking on that. The Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic first-round match between Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade versus Valentina Perez and Yulisa Leon. I love their entrance. It was very... did they... maybe I missed it. Did they say were they like Brazilian or South American, something like that?
I'm not sure.
Because that's what the entrance felt like. a Carnival kind of entrance.
Well, yesterday was Fat Tuesday.
It was Fat Tuesday. Yep. Not to steal my guy Pete Stegemeyer's jokes, the comedian out in the New York area, but he says he wished people would wish him more happy birthdays instead of, Fat Tuesdays. So.
But no, I do like Elisa and Valentina. I've seen them for a couple weeks now in NXT, and I dig them. I like their vibe. I love their entrance. I've always seen them dancing, and I think they work really well together. And they are an established tag team, and
yeah,
I believe they came together as a tag team. If not, I see in-ring chemistry right off the bat, and even in their promos as well.
How about that finish from Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade?
Yeah, that's something interesting. So I wasn't surprised that they got the victory. Obviously, Raquel and Cora have been highlighted a lot as of late. I think they're one who to look for as we near the finals.
And then finally, the main event, we had the North American title match, Pete Dunne versus the A champion, Carmelo Hayes. I didn't think there was a chance that Pete Dunne was getting this match. However, it sure did look like it throughout the match because he wrestled a main event style. I mean, I thought that was absolutely amazing. Great match.
Absolutely. I love Pete Dunne. Dare I say he's my favorite in-ring talent at NXT.
I like it when he shrugs after he did something wrong.
Yeah. Just some unique. I mean, just even the finger gimmick that works on every, because we all know, like, we can feel that, we know that hurts,
right? And he holds it just long enough too.
Yeah, but also just I love grappling and just everything. I think he's great, and I would like to see a championship on him again sometime soon. I didn't think it would happen last night, but I think it played well into them getting a rematch for this because there was interference by Trick Williams. So we want to see a victory clean, but I didn't envision it being a ladder match just because I know that typically ladder matches are, there's anything goes, or no DQ, whatnot. But
well, he announced the match for Stand and Deliver that he's going to be defending that belt in a ladder match at Stand and Deliver.
But it's against Pete Dunne, right?
Yeah.
Is that a rematch? Okay, good. Mm-hmm. So not at Roadblock, but at
not at Roadblock, at Stand and Deliver in Dallas.
I want to see that one. Absolutely.
Let's change gears.
At 11 a.m. Meathead.
Yeah, 11 a.m. I want to keep reminding you and me, 11 a.m. as we're going to be drinking at Daly's until bar close. 11 a.m. Let's switch gears here and talk tonight.
Okay.
This is the day that Tony Khan has said, and I asked Matthew this question, and I'll ask you the same question. Tony Khan has promised a lot of big surprises. I think that he's actually delivered on the things that he said is going to happen by delivering big name talents. I mean, to make an analogy to the NBA, AEW right now is like the Western Conference in the NBA, very top heavy. There is a lot of big names in that company. They are loaded with talent. I don't think that this is a talent move that's going to be announced tonight. I think that's going to have something to do with the pay-per-view this Sunday. Linda, what do you think the biggest announcement, the biggest that Tony has said, the biggest announcement he's ever had? He wasn't able to announce it before due to non-disclosure, agreements, but he says he might be able to announce it tonight for the pay-per-view. What is he announcing?
I'm going to go along the lines of what you and Matthew have been saying, and because of him saying he couldn't say anything more, until now, or hopefully tonight, because of a non-disclosure agreement, that if this weekend's Revolution pay-per-view and future AEW pay-per-views will be made via a streaming service.
I can't wait. I hope that's it.
That would be huge for the company, for said streaming service as well. That would be something unique, and outside of, I mean, like you had mentioned off air, like, is the possibility of this being picked up by Peacock.
Oh, that would be even more tremendous, because you know what that would mean? For Meathead, it's free.
I would welcome in that being the announcement, that being huge. I mean, we obviously have had huge talent arrivals take place from AEW. It wasn't specifically said that this one would be talent related. Right. I would hope that we would get some more revelations and regards
Yeah,
to
I see what
that,
you did there.
at Revolution this Sunday as well, you got the Battle Royale as well. I think any other huge talent acquisitions can be announced. Let's save that for the pay-per-view Sunday. Hopefully tonight's announcement will be a way to make it easier for more to see Revolution and future pay-per-views and for
Matthew
AEW.
also mentioned there's a possibility. I don't know if we mentioned this on air, but he said, "What if it was HBO Max?"
Wow.
That would be amazing as well. Again, for the Manly Call Media, because it'd be free.
It definitely be platformed on a
And
wide
HBO
scale
Max doesn't have
audience.
commercials. I mean,
That's
Peacock has
right.
the commercials, and Peacock Network needs to work on their DVR capability. It's exciting times we're living in, Linda. We're a month away from WrestleMania. We've got a big AEW show tonight. Remember, it's the go home for Revolution this Sunday. Matthew Thomas and myself on Friday morning will have a breakdown of the pay-per-view, and then Monday morning we will be reviewing the pay-per-view, going over match by match and talking about everything that happened. But tomorrow we will talk about the big announcement if it's made. So, Linda, I know you're going to be on the road again, right?
Yes. Actually, shortly after this, I'm going to head back to the Ville. We got a huge week down at OVW this week.
Yeah, is there
Tomorrow
Impact
night,
pay-per-view going on down there as
that's
well?
going on in Louisville too. Yeah. So a lot going
Yeah.
on in the Ville this weekend. With OVW, I mean, tomorrow night, our weekly Thursday live show, it is our fan appreciation
Oh,
night, Meathead.
nice.
If you were down in the Ville, you could be coming in for half price admission, or if you know somebody, but maybe get you in.
I'd have to
I
kiss a
could,
baby or shake a hand or something.
right. But yeah, the specials for fan appreciation night, half price admission, dollar hot dogs, and free popcorn.
Oh, I like free. Is it Knight's popcorn?
No, I
I have to
mean, we'll
talk to
see
Dave,
about
the
getting
popcorn night
something.
hero.
Well, I don't think Dave's going to be down there for this week, but it's something
Okay.
to think about in the future. But yeah, we're going to have that as well as lots of huge matches, as we always do, because not only is tonight's Dynamite the go home show for the pay per view Revolution Sunday, tomorrow night's OVW Fan Appreciation Night episode of
Yeah.
OVW TV is also the go home for our pay per view this Saturday night,
Yeah.
March Mayhem. Huge title matches taking place. I believe every title is on the line, or at least there's some match affiliated with it. It's going to be huge. I'll be down there ring announcing tomorrow night. I'll be there ring announcing Saturday night.
Wow.
March Mayhem will be available on Fight TV. Make sure to check it out. We got a lot of momentum down at OVW.
How has nobody in the wrestling business not had a pay-per-view event in mid-March called Match Madness? They're calling it Roadblock next week. They should have called it Match Madness. I mean, it is so March Madness related, so close to it, that I'd think it was March Madness.
Yeah. Well, we got March Mayhem.
There you go. Place. Close enough.
So yeah, both times you can watch OVW on Fight TV.
Amazing stuff. Again, we are in unprecedented times right now. Right. What was the stupid phrase that I never wanted to say during the other thing? Now more than ever.
New normal.
Yeah, the new normal or whatever it is. We're in the new normal, and now more than ever, we have wrestling at our fingertips, and we have choices, and we have lots of content around.
Yeah. Oh, might I add one more thing, Meathead? Yeah. So I will be getting back Sunday. To
Big Daddy Don Garlic?
No, but I will be heading straight downtown Milwaukee for the Milwaukee Admirals Salute to Pro wrestling game. That
I think I saw Rikishi on that list.
Yes, I know. I brought it up at our GLCW event this past Saturday, but our good old friend Dave Hero helping put together, along with Cousin Jack, the annual Admirals.
That's at Panther Arena,
wrestling. Right? Yep, UW Panther Arena, downtown Milwaukee. The meet and greet signings begin at 4 p.m. Milwaukee time, which is 4 p.m. Central. I do believe puck drop is 5 p.m. But get there early, get the autographs, your items signed. We got Rikishi in the house. We'll have Road Dogg and Baron
you didn't
Von
know?
Rashke, as well as our special guest for this year's Salute to Pro Wrestling. So just a heads up for everybody, if you can make it downtown Milwaukee this Sunday, the meet and greet starts at 4 p.m. Puck Drop 5, and I'll be down there helping out as well, because I love all this. Like I said, I smell it in the air. It is WrestleMania, and not just WrestleMania, but just wrestling season. Springtime always has so much going on. Dare I say, it's match madness.
There we go. Book it, coin it, copyright it. For Linda Kay and for Matthew Thomas, who will talk to you tomorrow morning on the Manly Call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.